My name's Chris. I'm from PunchScreen. Highlighting the technical divide between myself and the Mac developer there, I'm using notes, hastily scribbled on post-it notes. You're probably wondering who PunchScreen Games are more than anything else. We came together, via the Momentum course that's currently running throughout Ireland. It's teaching game design to people who've been sort of unemployed for more than 12 months. From that, we formed a studio with 3 people. Myself, Chris, doing the design and the production stuff, Manus doing programming and design, Stephen, who does our audio and programming, and Trevor, our artist. From there, we produced Goldbeard, which has been hastily cut to bits in this PowerPoint, apparently. We had a couple of ideas that we were going to do for games. We have a big project that we're working on, which we're going to showcase in a bit. However, prior to that, we wanted to put out a game that just sort of showcased a bit of our humour, a bit of what we like, and a bit of what we do. And that came about as Goldbeard. Now, to clarify for everyone in here, it's not a game about Dave McCabe. Despite what Dave McCabe may tell you. If we move forward. Basically, Goldbeard's a 2D dungeon platformer. You run around, you collect coins, you push blocks onto switches to open doors, and you progress through it. Here we see him standing on a platform trying to not die, which is a recurring theme throughout the game. It does look uncannily like Dave McCabe. Some Monty Python themed or inspired crushers that we have. Again, the main purpose behind Goldbeard wasn't to produce a massive game or our big first title. It was really just to announce to people that we existed, and I think we've done that reasonably well with this. It showcases the humour, it showcases the artwork. The game itself plays incredibly tight. The controls are fantastic, it's really responsive, and it works really well. The audio stuff in it is really good as well. There's a lot of really sort of funky stuff going on in the background, noise and that. And following on from the previous presentation, there are some nice Easter eggs tucked away in there, but I don't have them in the PowerPoint, so you're going to have to look for them. Here we see some more stuff from Goldbeard. Again, these are just screenshots, really, just to sort of show it off, because we're all incredibly proud of it. And again, enemies. You may sort of recognise the skeleton looking very sort of Jason in the Argonauts again. And coins. There's a lot of collecting coins. And a big close-up of Dave's face. But really, the main reason I'm here is it's not to showcase, it was to sort of show Goldbeard off a bit. But first, I wanted to talk about our big project, one that we're going to be working on over the next sort of 6 months to a year, hopefully. And that is moving on. And it's story time, really. I'm going to tell you a story. A historical story, a story that's actually true as well. It's not a work of fiction. It's the story of Wojtek, the Polish army bear. Now, I need to grab my notes for this because there's a lot of Polish names in it, and as you can probably guess from the accent, I'm not Irish, but I'm not Polish either, so I do struggle with the pronunciation of them. Basically, Wojtek, though, was a Syrian bear cub discovered in Iran by a Polish immigrant fleeing the Soviet Union. And she bought the bear cub from an Iranian boy and was travelling through Iran when she carried the bear cub with her. It's a lovely story. She found the bear's mother shot and looked after the bear cub. However, looking after a bear cub is probably not what you want to do when you're fleeing oppression. So when she encountered the Polish artillery regiment, she gave the bear to them to look after. And there we go, a lovely recolorized photo of the bear. The bear was under a year old when it was first given to the army, so they raised it on a diet of condensed milk, fed from an empty vodka bottle, which is horribly stereotypical, but at the same time quite amusing and quite cute. They taught the bear to wrestle. They taught it to smoke cigarettes. They taught it to drink beer. The bear travelled with them. It was their mascot. Now, the emblem there I'm going to talk about in a second. The first thing, though, was the bear was, like I said, it was their mascot. It went everywhere with them, and it was essentially part of the unit. It slept in the tents with the men as they were sort of travelling around the Gulf and whatnot. And then they were deployed to Italy. And they went to the boat, to get on the boat, and to travel to Italy to fight in the Battle of Monte Cristo. And the boat was ran by the British Army. And the British Army went, there is no way you are bringing a bear on our boat. So the solution was to enlist the bear in the Polish army, and he became Corporal Wojtek. And listen, this is a true story. They took the bear over to Italy, where he won a Valour Medal for carrying ammo crates to the front line under fire, never dropping a box, never once stepping back. After which, the Polish army, in honour of Wojtek, decided that from then on, the emblem of the artillery corps in the Polish army would be Wojtek carrying an artillery shell. Which, again, is a lovely story. And this comes to us. After the Second World War, Wojtek was retired to Berwickshire in Scotland, which is kind of how I know about it. He lived in Edinburgh Zoo up until the mid-60s, when he unfortunately died of old age. However, during that time, the Polish army would frequently visit him and toss him cigarettes and bottles of beer. And unfortunately, no one was allowed in the bear cage to light his cigarettes for him anymore, so he ate them. Which, it's not something I would advise either. So we kind of thought it's not really a fitting end to a hero like Wojtek. What would be a fitting end for a hero like Wojtek? Well, let's just imagine he got abducted by aliens. Yeah. Wojtek was abducted by aliens. He was abducted by a specific alien, an alien who travels the galaxy hunting famous animals. But they picked the wrong bear. So Wojtek is now, if we can flip forward, the series of slides we've got next is mostly concept art at the moment. Like we say, we've got some stuff put together in Unity and that, but it's not at a stage where we feel comfortable showcasing it at the moment. So this is all really concept art, and I'm hoping that it gets the point of the game across, really, to be honest. But here we see aliens, very classic. Obviously, the game's going to have to be set in the early 60s, so we sort of went with it. We went 60s style, big grey-headed, big aliens, ray guns, flying sorcerers, that type of thing. So, moving swiftly on, as I keep talking. We also noticed that aliens, and regardless of whatever type of fiction it is you're reading, like to abduct cows. So there's going to be a lot of cows in the game, a lot of aliens, and a big angry bear that punches people. Moving swiftly on. All I want to say is thanks for your time, first of all. We'll be posting updates to this on our Facebook or Twitter, etc. Goldbeard will be live on the sooner, hopefully within the week. It's awaiting approval, and we'll keep you up to date with stuff from Space Bear. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.